how do you two coexist with children and you won't let anybody have your emails and phone numbers and addresses? What are you guys in the CIA? What's so you have filed a motion, Mr. Kuykendall, um, to object to the friend of the court. Is that what I hear?
Yes.
Okay. Now you understand something. When you object to the friend of the court, then I hear the case from scratch with the friend of the court there as well.
That's
And
okay.
you could end up in worse shape with me than you could with what the recommendation says, but that's a calculation. I just want to make sure you understand that that's part of the risk of objecting.
All right, guys, from the jump, this courtroom feels like chaos. The judge looks straight at both parents and fires off, how do you to coexist with kids when you won't even share emails or phone numbers? What are you, CIA agents? The tension's thick. Mr. Kuykendall's challenging the friend of the court recommendation, and the judge warns that move could backfire. One wrong objection, and things could get way worse. You can almost feel the pressure mounting in that room.
To the friend of the court.
I understand.
Okay. And Ms. Burrell, you received a copy of his objection?
No.
Did you send that to her, Mr.
Yes, I did.
Didn't get it, Ms. Burrell?
How did he send it?
I think on your address on Eastern.
No, I didn't even get a notice of this court date other than through text message.
Well, then you got a notice of this court date.
Okay, well, yeah.
But you no longer live on Eastern?
I do.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out why you didn't get it. Did it come back in the mail, Mr. Kuykendall?
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
Okay. Well,
I for privacy reasons, I never put my address on. I always mark it off. But I did first class mail, so I don't know how she didn't.
Well, did you go to the post office and get the right postage?
Yes, I did it a couple of times before. I did it like I always do it. I did it in I mailed it out in South Bend, Indiana, though. But I always mail it out from South Bend, Indiana.
I don't know.
And up, it gets messy fast. The mother, Ms. Burrell, claims she never got notice of the hearing. The father swears he mailed it from Indiana. The judge pushes back, trying to find the truth. She's frustrated but calm. Then the judge asks the killer question, so, how do you to parent like this? Boom, the mother explodes with emotion, saying she's scared, harassed, and doesn't want him to have her info. That's when you realize this case isn't just legal, it's personal and dangerous.
Do you have an email address, Ms. Burrell?
Yes, but I'm not giving it to him.
Okay. So how do you two coexist with children and you won't let anybody have your emails and phone numbers and addresses? What are you guys in the CIA? What's going on here?
Respectfully, sir, I am concerned for my safety. I'm being harassed and stalked. So I would rather go through a third party, as I stated the last court hearing. I would rather go through a third party, whether it's with the courts or through his mom. Outside of those two people, then I just rather not have any type of communication.
Do you have a PPO against him?
I tried. You guys denied it because there's no.
Don't say you guys. Don't say you guys.
The courts denied it because we didn't have a order in place for the kids.
Okay. That wasn't me that denied that, just so you know.
Yeah, I know. Understandable. Yeah, I get that.
So then the only thing I can do is if he has your address, he has filed an objection to the friend of the court recommendation. Did you get the friend of the court recommendation?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what you may have to do in the future, Mr. Kuykendall.
Now the courtroom chills for a second. The judge asks if there's a protective order. She says she tried, but it was denied. You can hear the strain in her voice. The judge, trying to keep balance, explains how to file for a confidential address so future mail can go through the friend of the court. It's procedure, but it's heavy. Both sides are visibly tired, broken by mistrust. This isn't about winning, it's about surviving while trying to raise a child.
Is your address confidential at the court, Ms. Burrell?
No, not as of right now, no.
Okay, you can file a request for a confidential address, and then the way you would serve her, which would kind of be easier for you, Mr. Kuykendall, is you would bring it to the friend of the court, and they would send it to her, and that way you could assure that she would have it.
That,
right?
Okay.
But you have to do the request for the confidential address first. Okay, Ms. Burrell?
Okay.
All right. So what happens when a recommendation from the friend of the court is made, the parties can agree with it, and then they really have to do nothing. Then it gets entered as an order. Or they can object to it, or they can try and work out their own agreement. I don't think that's even possible if the parties don't want to even communicate. So really that only leaves with that option. The third option, and that's I have to schedule an...
All right, guys, here's where the hammer drops. The judge explains how court recommendations work: agree, object, or go to trial. But these two can't even communicate, so trial's the only option. The judge details everything: witness lists, trial briefs, exhibits. It's complicated, brutal paperwork. You can tell he's warning them, this isn't a game. He's practically begging them to get lawyers, because if they miss deadlines, the whole case stalls. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife.
Evidentiary hearing or a trial. So you both now have, my clerk will send out the date. There's very specific requirements. It requires trial briefs, witness lists, exhibits, being in a 3-ring binder. It's complicated. So if you both were thinking of continuing to represent yourself, you can do that, but it's very complicated. And if these deadlines that are filing deadlines are not met, then your case could get postponed. And I don't want that. All right. So you'll be getting a date in the mail and have your witnesses and all that disclosed, and then we'll hear it at that time. Okay.
Okay.
You're all set, both of you, with me. We'll get you that date.
I have a quick question. So there's nothing in order as of right now. So the recommendation from the court, that's not in place right now?
Correct.
Okay,
It's
thank
just
you.
a recommendation from the friend of the court.
Okay.
So, can I say one thing, Jan? So there's nothing in place. I saw my daughters one time in a year.
Hold on, now the father cracks. I've only seen my daughters once in a year, he blurts out. You can feel his pain. The judge doesn't let him off easy though. See what you've done to yourself? He says, reminding him that patience could have helped. The father snaps back, frustrated, says the order only gives him hours at her house, which he calls impossible. The energy turns emotional, raw, desperate. It's no longer about court forms, it's a cry from a dad feeling powerless.
Do you see what you've done to yourself, Mr. Kuykendall?
No, I do.
See, if you would have just simply said, all right, it's not everything I want, but it's a start, then
it's not a, I'm sorry.
You could have got moving. But now you're stuck. Now
it's not a start. It's not a start though. I have to. It says I get a couple hours at her house. That's impossible to do. So I don't understand how that's a start.
Well,
but I understand we're gonna do. I understand.
I'm gonna, after I hear the evidence, I'm going to do or issue a recommendation also. So, but I just want to make sure you have all the information. So I'll wait for that. We'll have an evidentiary hearing, and then we'll figure it out from then. Okay.
Can I say one last thing? I'm sorry.
You said I have one thing to say, and then
but this is the absolute last thing. I promise. He just said that the order states that he has to have him at my house for a couple hours. That's not true. It states that he has to pick up and drop off from my house.
But you're talking about not an order. You're talking,
and that's what I'm saying. I'm willing. I'm willing to give him. I'm still willing, even without that being an order in place with the courts. I'm still willing to do that. If that's okay with him. But like I said, I only want to go through the courts and his mom. If we can't do that, then I'm okay with not being whatever it is.
Yeah, I can't figure this out on a Friday morning. All I can.
I respect that. I'll wait till the paperwork come and we can go from there. Thank you.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Thank you both very much. Have a good weekend.
Finally, just when things seem calm, the mother speaks again. She corrects him, saying he's twisting the order it's pick up and drop off, not hours inside. But she still offers peace. I'm willing to do visits, but only through the court or his mom. That's rare grace in chaos. The judge, exhausted, ends it. We'll figure it out later. Have a good weekend. Boom! Fade out. Another case where mistrust drowns reason, and the only winners are the silence and the struggle left behind.